What's going on, y'all? So we back with Gentlemen and Drinks, and in studio today we got
Chris Doyle, Balance Group,
and Ryan Watts.
and we're gonna talk sports today, y'all. You know, these guys, they are the future of professional football and professional athletes. So we're gonna dig in and we're gonna talk to them. So go ahead and tell us what we talking about, fella. What we talking about, Dale?
Lace it up, T.
Well, basically, we got the draft coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it come to my attention. Y'all got one of the top 3 picks. What the name? Jaden Daniels?
No, not Jade. Malik Neighbors, man.
Oh, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
Okay.
Malik Neighbors, yeah.
Okay, so y'all getting prepared for that. When the draft is?
April 25th. And it'll run 3 days, of course. 25th, 26th. Wait, what is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, April 25th, 26th, and 27th.
27th, yeah. I don't know why I was thinking 28, but yeah, those 3 days. So Malik will definitely, if everything goes as planned, be one of the top picks. So.
Okay, so you guys are sports agents then, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how many athletes do you deal with?
Man, I don't want to say an exact number of football. We got over 30 players on teams right now in the NFL, but Balance Group started in baseball, so like we're one of the biggest in the world for baseball.
Nice.
And then at one time we were one of the largest for MMA, UFC.
Okay.
We've done contracts with people like Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, so we've tapped into that. Then, of course, we started a football division, and now my boss and partner Rick Roberts, he started the division going on 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you catching the guys what, in high school or college or what?
Well, at the time, like when we started the football division, like NIL wasn't even a thing, so you couldn't tap into the high school part of it.
Right.
But
So
now,
y'all could do that now?
now we can, in a sense, like state to state is different. So
Right.
some states allow it, some don't.
Right.
Yeah.
But we can kind of tap in when these guys are transitioning from high school to college.
Right.
And we're able to kind of negotiate and talk about their
Right.
collective, their NIL, with the university.
Yeah.
We can tap into it now a little bit more than we used to. For
Right.
sure.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You got a small window of
So
opportunities.
So I did hear. I don't know if it's true or not, but from my understanding, the college players, they can get paid now. Like the quarterbacks, they can get paid,
Definitely.
because at first you couldn't talk to them, you couldn't get sponsorship,
Nope.
you couldn't get none of that. So now they can pay them in college.
Yeah, they can
Man,
pay
I'm
'em.
killing my guidance
Yeah.
counselor, man. You know what? We had to wait, and then if you didn't
Yeah.
make it to the NFL,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
No, times have changed, man. It's and there's mixed feelings about it. Everybody has their
Right.
opinion on it.
Right.
I played football. I played for school back home, Louisiana. Football was my first love. And
Okay.
back then we didn't, we weren't thinking about money.
Right.
We just played.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
love of the sport.
Yeah,
The
threw
love
those
of
big shoulder pads on and the helmets with no pads in them.
Right
we
on,
got
right
after
on.
it, you know what I'm saying? But
Already.
now I feel like it's deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the schools, these coaches, they're making plenty of money. So why not these guys that are putting their bodies on the line?
Exactly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
actually that's big business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think it's a fair trade, in my opinion.
Right
I think,
on.
for them, if they get the wrong injury,
That's
it could be over
It's
for them.
over.
It's
That's
over.
right.
It's a done deal.
That's right.
So like I said, there's mixed feelings about it. Some like it, some don't. Me personally, I don't have a problem with it. As long as it's done the right way.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing for a lot of athletes. Like I've seen a lot of my teammates be able to change their family's life.
Right.
Most Being able definitely. I've seen some athletes buying the mom's cars. You wait till you get to the league to do that. They're doing that in
Right.
college now.
Yeah.
Shoot, I saw somebody else buy their mom a house. Like
Right.
money's real out there, but you gotta manage it the right way. But I feel like they're educating us a lot. They got financial advisors.
And sometimes
that reach out to you.
they take care of some of their teammates.
Oh, yeah.
If they need something.
Oh yeah, most
yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
Because there's some dude, not everybody gets paid like that.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
You can definitely be able to take care of the dudes that don't get paid. So I
Right.
feel like it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to use it the right way.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you guys have been doing this for how long now?
Well, shoot, I'm playing. So I went to Ohio State for 2 years, and I went
Okay.
to Texas for 2 years. So I saw the best of both worlds. So my first 2 years there was no NIL, and my last 2 years I had NIL. So I was able to see it in both views, coming in playing football and then just seeing NIL, how it changed everybody's life and how they were able to further resource their game, do more things
Right.
like on the offside.
Yeah.
Be able to pay for trainers,
Right.
fly trainers out.
Yeah,
Like
take care of your body.
Yeah, you take
Right.
care of your body. Yeah,
That's
so
Nice.
I seen it on both ends.
Okay.
So how do you guys get into these relationships with these athletes when they're coming out of college? Like, is it like word of mouth, or how do you guys get these athletes coming out of college or anything like that?
Well, there's different ways. I mean, there's scouts. There's people that are they're professionals at what they do, finding talent and stuff. We got relationships with team scouts, that those type of people, and they'll let us know who, hey, this guy here, you might want to keep your eye on. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
And nothing's guaranteed,
Mm-hmm.
but you definitely want to try to start that relationship as soon as you can. And
Right.
NIL now has allowed that, because before NIL, the relationships between universities and agents, it wasn't
Right.
Right.
peaches and cream. So
Right.
now it's like it allows us to be able to showcase what we do, from a business standpoint, and hopefully, in the end, if they want to transition to just like the NFL side with us, they can. But if they want to go a
Right.
different route,
They can.
it's nothing binding. Once their last college game is done, that's a wrap.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, it's definitely that's one of the ways we kind of build that relationship, and just showing them how we handle business.
One of the things that I was concerned with, especially coming from where we come from.
Right.
A lot of times we subjected to what we subjected to.
Yeah.
So, you come from a situation where, you have less,
Yeah,
and then
for
all
sure.
of a sudden you could almost do whatever it is that you want to do.
Right.
Sometimes you may not be mentally
Right.
prepared.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So what goes into that to help them transition?
That part. Yeah.
I think, and you'll hear this a lot, NIL, you'll hear this a lot, because it does play a big part of their, professional career.
Right.
A lot of these guys, and it depends on the agency too. Like us, we're prepared to, teach these guys about everything, not just,
Right.
I know he can play football.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, how do we teach them about finances? How do we
Right.
teach them how to
Right.
conduct themselves, in the media, stuff like
Right,
that. So
right.
I think NIL has allowed us to groom these young men into businessmen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, it just really helps build them. I think, you want to speak on it all, but I mean,
Shoot.
how has it helped you?
Yeah, I've seen people come in going from nothing, not really having much, again, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I think everybody's different, especially depending on like where you came from, how your parents, background, your parents,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
your motives are.
Exactly, yeah.
But a lot of times we have older guys out trying to like just like mentor them. 'Cause
Right.
you need that. And I
Yes.
feel like also they'll provide you resources with people that will educate you on how to spend that money. And not how to spend the money, but like how to manage it,
Right,
because you're gonna
right.
spend it on whatever you
Yeah,
want.
Yeah.
right.
And then
exactly.
sometimes really you just gotta learn the hard way, because a lot of
That's
people end
true.
up learning the hard way. They want to buy the fancy cars,
Right.
all the jewelry.
Right.
So really you just learn the hard way, and really you just take those lessons and you keep growing from it. But I feel like it's good to do that now instead of when you get to the league and then something goes wrong and like that's it. In
Right.
college, you for sure got 4 years. So if things go wrong, you're still gonna get your education.
Right.
You just
Right,
can't let that
exactly.
deter you
Fall
away
back.
from your goal.
Yeah.
From your goal. So, and you also got like a lot of people there around the campus that are there to help you too. So just using those resources, and they're all gonna give you a word of mouth on how to manage those resources.
And that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Especially you spoke on. It's good to have some OGs in your corner.
Oh, yeah,
to tell
for
you
sure.
something.
Oh, most
Because
definitely.
Yeah, that player from the Chiefs. He was in a Ferrari. He just
Oh yeah, Ricky Rice.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro,
yeah,
come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
yeah.
So he had to pay for that, right? Straight up.
Yeah.
He had just bought that car, if I'm correct, or it was a rental.
Yeah,
he
it
at
was a
least-
rental, I think.
Yeah, at least.
And
both
he had
cars.
to come in and confess, like, I'm sorry, it was all my fault. I'm like, psh.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure
Just
the
PR,
brass,
man.
I'm pretty sure the brass was like, you better speak up, because if not, and we
Yeah.
investigate it, if we find out it's more than what it
And
is.
it could mess up his career
Right.
in a way, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm saying. Now, if you get a big bag like that,
I feel like in the future that's just gonna happen, man. Because 18-year-olds, you got all that money and you're
Right
driving
on.
crazy. So I feel like in the future it might have a lot more time when you'll see that a lot more. But
Right.
you just gotta do your best to educate yourself and like
Right.
just be responsible and have the
Yes.
right people in your corner. So. But that's one of my things I feared about, because I wasn't getting that money. I wasn't getting money like that until later. I was more mature.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of immature people that you'll see, and I've heard stories about people across the country. Like things happen, but it hasn't. It wasn't on the news. But like some things like that can happen, and it does happen. So yeah.
And so you got a Ferrari in your future?
A Ferrari? Nah.
He say that now. He say that now. Give you about 40 million. Give me about 40.
Wait a minute. Yeah, he said, you know what? I can't afford that Ferrari right now.
Nah,
I can do that.
You know,
I can do that.
You spoke on maturity, and you know, one of the things that I found that a lot of people don't realize, you can be mature and still be immature in certain areas.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to point out, the conversation about the access to the women once you get the dollar, are those conversations happening? Because those are definitely needed. Because once you reach a certain plateau,
because I looked at Jalen Green, P.J. Washington,
it's
them type of women that
right. Because you have women, and not to knock anybody, I'm not mad at a woman who wants something, you know, that's going to give her some type of security, but you have women being groomed to be what you need to be, to snatch that up.
Absolutely.
And that's their, you know what I'm saying?
thought process.
So not all of them are there for the long haul.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you know, are those conversations happening with your people? Like, look here.
Oh, we was having one on the way here.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm good.
And
That's what
you
I'm
know
saying.
what? Because I filmed for the Cowboys, right? So we was in the locker room, and one of the famous running backs, we walked outside with him. He had about 4 white girls standing right there by his car. I'm like, see, he ain't gonna learn. He ain't gonna listen. But, you know, like I said, you can't, you know, money, what we said last week, money makes you who you really are.
Yeah.
And, you know, but the thing is, I don't think he didn't even have to go through that. But, and then when I seen them chicks, all of them was fine. All of them looked like they work out at least 6 times a day.
I mean,
they look like thoroughbreds. They're trying to come up.
DM.
Bro.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I see it all the time.
Say, I mean, you're not gonna get away from that. You know, it is what it is. I mean, it's a part of it. You know, like he said earlier, you know, it has a lot to do with who you are, where you came from, your upbringing, whether it was mother and father or it was OGs in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As long as you got whatever you need instilled in you, you'll be able to navigate through those things. Because I always say, I say it like this: when you're full, you could pass the free buffet because you're good.
I'm playing devil's advocate. Because, see, you going into the league.
Yeah.
If a bad chick that look like Meg Thee Stallion come at you and she trying to get at you, how you going to deal with that? They groom to do exactly and say exactly. Temptation. The temptation.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I was wise as a kid. Like, I seen all the news. I always talked about that when I was a kid. So I always knew what I had in my mindset. So when I first got to college, I had met somebody, and this was before I even had anything going for me. Right. And I felt like it was the right type of relationship and it was healthy. So I knew to keep her in my corner. And we're going on year 3 now. And I just know how it gets because through this process, also you talk to coaches and they hear you got a long-time girlfriend. And, like, they respect that. And I respect. So I feel like just having that long-term relationship before I get to league where, shoot, you're going to meet girls and they tell you about that. They tell you, they're going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
They're gonna say what you want to hear, and then to get their way.
Right.
Because they've been groomed for that. I feel like that's why I've been taking a part of my relationship. Like, I feel like it's important.
And it's good to have somebody in your corner.
Yeah.
Right before anything happened, the fame and all that, the money.
Right.
Because they understand you as a person and they know you as a person. So
before anything even happened, before anything was for sure, before the success came.
And one of the biggest things about that is not only, they know you, but it's easier to identify what their purpose is before that. After that, you kind of don't know. It's a gamble. You don't know, is she here because I'm popping or is she here for me? Right. You know what I'm saying? So, that helps.
But I do be seeing that, too, with the older girls coming back. I be seeing that.
They coming for y'all, bro.
Well, the thing is, you got, no matter in life, there's professionals at everything that you can think of.
Yes,
right.
And there's women that are professionals.
They're professionals. They're good at it.
And I'm not going to say any names, but I mean, you look at some of these women that are just here there. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do.
That's what they do.
They're pros at it.
They're pros at it. Yep.
That's what they do.
But it boils down to just like having the right people in your corner,
That's
right
right.
circle
That
for
support
one,
system.
not just agents and financial advisors, but like, you know, the right situation. I don't know his friends, so I don't want to talk bad about him, but you know, it can come down to just who you had around
That's
with you
right.
at the time. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
'Cause,
Right.
if you got the right people in your corner, they're gonna keep you from
That's
doing
right.
stupid
Right on.
shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so for us, like, and it comes down to his agency too. Like these guys, you know, make sure you have agents that are, you know, they care about your well-being and not just getting that
Right.
percentage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
and I know it sounds cliche, but like our relationship with our players, it really is like family. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, if he calls me at 2 a.m., I'm gonna answer the phone.
Right.
You know, one
Sure.
thing about
Okay,
Balance,
right.
and I'm not trying to plug us, but this is how we operate.
Right.
Okay.
We don't have a customer service line. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna reach somebody.
Right.
And
That's real.
you know, what makes good agencies different from others is, you know, everybody's gonna be there when the good times are
Right.
happening.
Oh,
You know
most
what I'm saying?
definitely. Always.
I think what sets us apart is we're there when the bad shit happens.
Right.
That's what's
And
saying.
it can be, you know, situations like that, car wrecks. It can be,
That's
you know,
right.
situations with women. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But it is important to, you know, have the right people to, because when guys meet, they get new girlfriends or whatever, they come to us. And we're kind of like a mom and dad
Right,
in the situation.
right.
We filter it. You know, we're in
Right.
there like, you know, we're peeping everything.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
why are you here?
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to tell the intention right then. So you
Right.
just kind of monitor it because you can't, at the end of the day, stop them from
Right,
doing what they want to
exactly.
do. You know what
And
I'm
one
saying?
thing that I noticed about you guys is beyond the business, y'all like a family. Because I see
Yeah.
you on fishing trips.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Y'all,
for sure.
y'all doing dinner.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
doing this and that. So it's more than a business for you
No,
guys.
for sure,
Right.
man. Because
Right.
here's the thing: when you know all these guys, you know, look at your agents and agencies. So when the contracts are done, what's going on between that?
That's right.
That
Right.
3 and 4 year gap,
That's
what's
right.
going on? You
That's
know,
right.
and you hear a lot of agents getting fired, and that's one of the reasons because
Right.
once
They
the
don't have a
contract's
relationship.
done,
Yeah.
once the honeymoon's over,
They done.
it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fun's
But-
over.
But we build it, you know, family oriented. So if you
Right.
see me
Yeah.
fishing with Patrick Queen or, you know, one of these guys, man, that's because what we've been doing.
Right.
And it didn't stop. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And,
And that's how it should be. You know
yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And that's the way you make it impenetrable. That's
no
that's
doubt,
the recipe.
man. It's
That's
like
it.
family. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And if there's disagreements there, you know what I'm saying, between agency and player, you know, we got a
Coordination.
strong enough relationship to where
Right, you get past that.
just like me and you could talk it out, you know what I'm saying,
right.
figure it out. You know,
Right.
it's that same relationship. And I think
That's what's
that's
up.
one of the most important parts about it.
It
man.
is.
Shoot, I can
You're right.
speak on that too. They were really the only agency to get my mom, because my mom's from Trinidad and Tobago. She's from the Caribbean, so
okay.
she come off hard and
Right.
she just say whatever, and she scared other agencies away. I thought they were the only people that really, for real,
Right.
like took
Yeah,
me in
yeah.
the family. Even after I signed with them, like I talk to
Yeah.
them every day, and they've always
Right.
been there to help me out. And I've been stressed through this process, not knowing like what's next, but they've always been
Right.
able to plan things out for me and be there for me. If I need somebody to hang out with, they got me. If I got any
that's
troubles
dope.
going
That's
on,
dope.
me or my girl got something going on, they always there for me.
That's
And I
what's
feel
up.
like I was blessed to be able to sign with them and have the clarity to see that. I feel like other agencies, they would have left me out to dry.
Right,
So I'm
right.
definitely
Oh,
grateful
yeah.
to be with them too.
Yeah,
That's
they do
right.
it all
They
the time,
definitely
man. I think, like, I mean, y'all guys know me a long time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you'd have told me, you know, back then in 20 years, I'd be, you know, doing something I love, and all I had to do was be myself, I wouldn't have believed you. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
how did you even
So-
get into this in the sports? Because you know, back in the day, we got some history from
Yeah, for sure,
you know,
for
from
sure.
music
Yeah.
to
Much
now.
history.
But
Yeah.
how you even got into this sports stuff, man?
Well, we might have to do a couple episodes, but I'll you know, fast forward it a little bit. But you know, of course, you know, we all did music.
Right.
But my first passion was sports. I've always been an athlete.
Cause I saw
You know what I'm saying?
you do some boxing
Yeah,
too.
I did boxing, but football was my first passion. Like I played at Washita. I was a quarterback and a cornerback. I was fast. I was athletic. That was always my first passion. You know, I kind of got into boxing, which I don't mind saying. I was in a group home when I was a teenager,
Right.
and I remember we was all getting into it,
Right.
all the dorms, and
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
so one day the warden comes in. I'll never forget it. He's like, "Man, I'm sick of y'all with this shit." So he brings like 5 pairs of boxing gloves.
Already.
Oh, that's what's up.
So he says, "Throw the gloves on, pick your guy out." So I had some Anna between a couple of guys, which it wasn't me. They had a problem with me.
Right.
For whatever reason, because I was the
Right.
chill one,
Right.
So you felt like I was quiet and you could play with me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So you had to put them gloves
So
on.
they put them gloves on, and I ran through about 3 of them. Now at the time, I didn't know how to box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just really tough, and I was a street. We
Right.
were from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was a
Right.
street fighter. But I was an athlete, so it kind of gave me an advantage.
exactly.
And but I ran through about 3 guys, and they never fuck with
They
me
didn't fuck
again.
with you
And,
again, right?
you know, but I remember the one of the guards, man, I can't remember his name, but he came up to me after. He said, "Man, you need to do this now."
Yeah, you need to further that.
So when I got out of the group home, I just remember going to a boxing gym. You know, I boxed in Georgia, I boxed in Louisiana, and that's kind of how that passion started, man.
That's
And
what's up.
so I've been training,
Man, how
showing our age now, almost 30 years now.
man, how the hell you got to train Charleston White crazy ass dog for a celebrity match or
Oh,
whatever?
man, that dude there, man.
Yeah.
That dude retarded.
It's kind of one of those things, man. I don't know if y'all have heard of Sean Cotton from Say Cheese.
Yes,
TV.
say cheese.
Yeah.
Good friend of ours
Okay.
with the agency. We've done work together. So he started training for fitness purposes because a lot of people do that. And I actually
Right.
train a lot of athletes, football players. Our guys come in and train for the cardio part of it. And he came in one day, and I guess the opportunity came with Charleston where he had a celebrity match. And at the
Right.
time, he was supposed to fight several guys. We were trying to make the paperwork happen. But anyway, him and Charleston are like this.
Right.
So he's like, man, Charleston wants to train. I told him to come here. So he walks in the gym one day, and I mean, it was on from there. And he trained his ass off. They could say what they want. Like,
I saw the video. I said that nigga taking it serious.
he was dead ass serious. He was dead ass. Like, I've sparred with Charleston. Like,
Right.
and I'm gonna tell you this, Charleston, I love you to death, but he's like, I mean, he's 115 pounds soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? With shoes on. You know what I'm saying? And here I am. I'm like 190, and
Right.
but.
You were taking it easy.
I spar with him because, anybody that knows the fight game, like, you want to get in there and spar with somebody that knows how
Right.
to adjust and
Right.
add and take away. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
that was the only way I could really teach him. Because one thing about boxing, you could hit mitts and bags all day and look great, but when
Right.
you get in that ring, it's like you're starting all over again.
Right.
So
Right.
anybody trying to box, it's important to spar and know how to use those punches that you're hitting the mitts with. So
Right.
anyway, I'll get in with him. I'll work with him. And I mean, he's a tough guy. I mean, Charleston's a street guy, so naturally, he don't have any quit in him. And I worked with him. I mean, for months and months, man, until we had a match lined up in Arizona, and unfortunately, USA Boxing was there sanctioning the event, and
the fight never went
so
on.
during the weigh-in, my guy Swade and Charleston, they kind of had words, which they're supposed to. It's the weigh-in.
Right.
Well, Swade pushes him in the chest, and Charleston, he has that mace ready, man.
That nigga keep carrying a mace, dog.
So he came back up, and he was like, he sprayed him with that mace, and so USA Boxing, they don't play, man, and so they disqualified the match.
Right.
And, yeah,
Charleston say I saw him say, what was he said? He keep at least 13 weapons on him at
that's
all
facts.
times.
I'm telling you
That-
now.
that's the
And
truth.
then
It's
he started pulling it
Yeah.
all out.
Oh, it
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
He did an interview with I don't want to say his name, but anyway, yeah.
No, he keeps it on him, just so
He-
y'all
yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
So you just
So-
can't walk up on him.
So it's the reason nobody just runs up on him. Now, I know a lot of people want to get at him. You know what I'm saying? But look, here's the thing. This nigga, he's a good friend of mine, and I'm not being biased. I had to get to know him, you know what I'm saying, outside of the character.
Outside of the
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I know the real Charleston. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to throw that out there. I know a lot of people, they got Anna towards them, but
Right.
me being from, where we're from, you know what I'm saying? We grew up in the streets, and I tell people, everybody's like, oh man, how you hang with them? And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You ain't
Right.
worried about, and I always tell people this. I say, look, the people that really will actually do something to you, they're the ones see them in the community
Right.
giving back.
Right. Exactly.
When you don't see the cameras on him,
Right.
like he's giving shoes, he's giving books, he's giving money, he's helping
That's dope.
people in need.
Right.
That's dope.
So if you the person in the streets, the OG or whatever, the big bully in the hood,
you gonna let
you
that
see what he's
ride.
doing.
Yeah, you know.
So the people
right.
that will actually do something to him see the work he's putting in, so they
They
don't
let him make
fuck
it.
with him.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I was watching this dude. I had issues with how he was doing what he was doing because I
Right.
felt how I felt. And one thing about me, I'm
Right.
I'm a peep game. A little time passed. I told somebody. I said, bro, he playing the game.
Oh yeah.
I said, you got to get up off him. That man making his money.
Yeah.
I said, he playing the game. I said, I ain't buying
It's
it.
a deadly
He's
game, but he playing it.
But hey,
it is.
but
deadly.
you know, it's just like anything. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to be a boxer, if you want to be a
Yeah.
firefighter, you better be built for it.
What's the people
He
that
built for it, so he ain't tripping.
No, he ain't.
He
It's
built
the
for it.
people that you see all these keyboard warriors nowadays. You know,
Right.
social media's everything.
Split
now.
the fingers.
Right.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors.
So it's like these are the ones saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck them up when I
Right.
see them." Da da da. Well, these dudes ain't leaving their keyboard or
Nah.
their mama's
Internet
basement.
gangsters.
You know what I'm saying? So they not finna do nothing.
Nah, they ain't
Like I said, the real ones see what he's doing.
right.
But you know, and I can vouch for him, man. If you go look back at Charleston's history,
Yeah.
he's been an activist
He's bro
and an advocate
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the community
Yeah.
since way
for
back.
a long time.
And he'll tell you this, and he said this in several podcast interviews that like when he was doing that, nobody listened.
That's what he said. I saw it.
Yeah.
So he created this character.
Yep.
Now everybody want to listen.
Yeah.
Right.
But the problem is they're not listening to the messages.
They listen to the
Right.
controversy.
They're listening to the controversy, and you know they're
Right.
not they're
The
looking
neg-
right
the
over the
negative
message.
shit.
Right.
They're listening to the delivery of it.
You're
Right.
right, because
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those that are not listening to the message, they're
Yeah.
the one that's creating and the continuation of the traffic.
Right.
So that's good. That's
Right.
blowing them up. And those who can see past the BS, they catching the message.
Yeah.
So he winning on both fronts. He
Oh,
know
for
what he
sure,
doing.
man. Yeah,
He know exactly what he
The
doing.
dude is smart.
He is
He's great at
super
marketing. He
intelligent.
understands. Now I
Yeah.
get it. It's one of them things, you know, what if you run up on the right one, you know, the right guy that
Yeah.
And
But I-
Lil Boosie said he
He don't want no
shit.
parts
He
of
don't
it,
want
you know
no
what I'm
parts
saying?
of it.
and you know
He can say whatever you want to say about me. I ain't saying shit.
yeah, no, he don't want no parts of it, man.
Yeah,
and a
man.
lot of guys don't like because, you know, in all honesty, they rock with him. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, man, he's
you know,
solid.
you know, there's the thing. You know, back then, before I actually met him, I used to look at it the same way. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when I really got to know him, and I saw a couple of interviews where, you know, he was talking about the whole King Von situation because that's
Right.
really how he kind of
Yeah.
took off.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
know, and of course, I'm not going to disrespect anybody, but I'm just telling you my perspective on it.
Right.
You know, he was advocating for the victims.
Right. He
mothers,
was.
You know what I'm saying? And
He was.
so I had to put myself in that light, like, okay,
Right.
if I got a son and he was killed or allegedly killed by someone
Right.
that was an artist,
Right.
well, that mother has to see that rapper or whatever on every billboard.
Right.
Right.
This man he's elevating off the death of my son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
He's topping charts talking about my son.
Right.
So when I had to flip the narrative, like
Right.
how does that mother feel?
Right.
So when he started advocating for the victims, like it changed my whole perspective of what he was talking about.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So and after that, I gained a lot of respect for him.
Right.
And then, you know, of course, training him, it just really built that even more. Just seeing the things he's done, because I've seen
Right.
him on the phone. I've seen him, you know, when he's not putting on a show, what he really does.
Right,
So,
right, and I want
Okay.
I want to highlight a point that you made because that's very important. A lot of people are unable to step outside of their feelings to see what is. I always say it is what it is. It don't matter how you feel about it,
Right.
because how you feel about it is based off your perception.
Yeah.
Like you said, it depends on what you're choosing to look at. But if you look at the whole picture,
Right.
if you're able to do that, yeah, I mean, it's black and white.
Yeah.
You can't argue that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's go back to the training. Don't put that on you. So, give me a typical training day when you're in training. Not, I mean, before you get to the NFL, because you got to train just as hard now.
Yeah.
Before you go to the pros. So, what's a typical day? Eating wise, working out. You know, the whole mental.
Okay.
Give me a whole process.
So I wake up at 8 o'clock, get to a workout, or eat breakfast first, get to my workouts at around 9, work out for like an hour and a half. Then I come back home, walk the dogs. Then I gotta go back for position work at around 1:30, and then just eat again after that. And I like to go to Kava, get me a nice salad from over there. And then later, really just during, you talking about now or like during the season? During the season,
During
I
the
probably
season.
watch film. All right, so during the season, we're really just watching film. You'll practice, watch film in the morning. You'll practice that
Okay.
day. Now, I like to do extra work, so I try to do some extra work with my assistant coaches because I'm a big believer in like muscle memory. So I feel like that's
right.
important at my position. So I like to do some extra work with him and then watch film later in the day again.
Okay.
And then during this time, I got my 3-a-days, so just working three times a day, lifting. So when I said I come back and do position work at like 1, I'll lift right after, so like 2:30. Yeah. It's a little something right now, but you got to pay the price.
That's right.
To do what you got to do. Yeah,
That's
you got to
right.
make them sacrifices.
Oh,
Agreed.
Because it'll show later.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you have a projection where you would go in the draft, or you know how?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it be unknown for where I'm at. I'm like more of a day 2, day 3 person, so I feel like a lot can change in that window.
Gotcha.
So I feel like some dudes are I feel like everywhere in the draft it's really up in the air. Actually, I lie. I feel like them top 5 picks they would know, but everywhere else is really just up in the air. Yeah, because a lot of things can happen. Somebody from like a top player on another team's board can get drafted, and they got to make a trade, or they got to pick somebody else. So a lot of stuff can change.
Yeah, exactly.
I seen that when I look at the draft, I see that.
Oh yeah,
you'll get signed on one team, and then they want to trade you right there.
Oh yeah,
to get another.
Everybody on the analyst will have this player as projected as this, but the people inside the rooms view this player not so high, like his potential or something. So he'll go later in the draft, or they know something that nobody else knows, so they'll go later. So a lot of things can change for real.
Right. So y'all really don't know who's going where then.
Oh yeah, I feel like
Just
that's really
depending
just
on
like
the needs,
the top players type of thing. But everybody else, I feel like that's up in the air for real.
Nobody knows.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Nobody knows.
I even noticed even in preseason when they got to start chopping them down from 50 down to what is it like 20, 24?
Oh no, it's like 80 or 90
No,
all the way
that's
to
like
53.
80 players.
Yeah, 50,
But
okay,
they get to
53
53 players.
players.
Yeah,
Like that.
53.
On the roster,
That's the goal.
Okay, yeah.
53.
So you
Yeah.
still gotta, even when you in there with all the
Oh
players,
yeah,
you still
after the
gotta,
draft, you still got to work. There's gonna be like 96 people on the team, so you got to go through preseason, fall camp, and just to make that 53-man roster.
So even if you come in as a number 1 draft pick, you still gotta put in their work.
you still got to put in that work. But I feel like for them, like it's certain for them for real.
It's business at the end of the day.
Okay,
'Cause they can't draft him first round and then just cut him. That's like
I don't know. They did a Johnny football like that.
Not the
He
first
played
year.
Well, he
No,
played
not
for,
the first year though.
I mean,
they gotta wait. Yeah,
You'd have to be a serious bust, man.
Yeah.
Or just problematic to the team. And
Yeah, you
Facts.
cause some
Cancer out
problems.
locker
Yeah, they
room.
like,
Yeah.
oh no, we need to get rid of him. You know.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It is some politics to it because, for one, you got scouts that's sitting in there vouching for this player. We need him on this team. We need him on this team. So if you draft a guy, you spend all this money on him, and he don't pan out, it makes them look bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like he said, you get a top 5 guy, first round guy. Yeah, more likely they're gonna start.
Right.
But they still have to go there and earn it.
Gotta earn it, right?
You gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying?
earn it, yeah.
So he's got just as much opportunity as anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we've had a guy a couple years back, Ardarius Washington, you know what I'm saying, goes undrafted. It was just a big class that year for his position. But they traded the guy they drafted to keep him.
Wow.
Because he went to camp, and I mean, you couldn't
Showed
deny
up.
him. So
That's kind of like what we had with the Cowboys because we had Ezekiel Elliott as the running back, but the workhorse was Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Zeke had the money, but Tony Pollard was the one coming in, making all the moves, and eventually,
they're gonna you're gonna get your money's worth out of somebody.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is.
It depends on if they get that opportunity to show that to showcase the potential, their abilities, and what they could do on the field. So
So he'll get no matter. Here's the thing, man. Nobody knows.
Right.
Nothing's guaranteed.
right.
If a team loves him enough, they could get him first round.
Right.
Okay.
They get him second round, or so on and so on.
Right.
It takes one team to love you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When he goes or when his name gets called. Once he shows up at camp,
right? Yeah.
it's equal.
Because
Right.
I know one thing I know about the draft, it don't matter where you get drafted at. You could be round 7 or 6.
You gotta go eat.
Yeah.
You gotta go eat.
You could be the top tier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I tell guys and sometimes we have to encourage them. Just because you go later than this guy, and think about the draft, you'll see guys at your position go way before you that you're better than. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of it. It doesn't mean that you're not, as good or better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's probably what the team
The
needs.
draft is all about, man, it's about team needs and who's available at that time they need.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of chess pieces, a lot of trades that go on and take place that can change everything in the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
It's like Malik. He's projected top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
how high he can go, who knows? If a team trades up to
exactly
get that third spot, second spot, whatever.
So now we're gonna go. Okay, so you a cornerback, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any cornerbacks that you respect, that you look up to, that you kind of like, that's like a role model to you?
Yeah. Shoot, I feel like as a 6'3" corner, I can't really model my game off of like 5'10" corners. But growing up, I used to love Darrelle Revis.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I try to like watch a lot of film on like Sauce Gardner for man coverage wise.
Okay.
And Tariq Woolen, his rookie year on the Seahawks, his own coverage wise. So I feel like resembling my game from them is watching the film, because they're dudes that have my similar body type too. Right. So just being able to move like them and see what they do at their height and their weight.
Okay. So have you ever met any of the pro athletes?
Nah, just the dudes I went to school with, like C.J. Stroud, Jackson Smith, Garrett Wilson, all them, Bijan Robinson. Just going to school with them, but I haven't met some of them. I met like Jeff Okuda. That's a corner that I met, the big time corner. That's really it. But I feel like transitioning, I'll be able to meet a lot more of those guys in the league.
So what is the toughest wide receiver that you ever face up against?
I say Marvin Harrison.
Ooh.
Yeah. When I was at Ohio State.
He's a beast.
Yeah, I know when I was at Ohio State. His first spring coming in there, we used to say can't guard Marv, because he wild as that first spring, that first semester out there. He was killing folks. He's something different, especially at his height. Right. How quick and fast he is, strong hands. I ain't seen nothing like it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, he's scheduled to go top 5 pick too.
Yeah,
Harrison, right?
Yeah. Between him and Malik.
Yeah.
We want to put it out there.
We're rooting for Malik, though. You know what I'm saying? We're rooting for Malik. You know what I'm saying?
It's all guys, so I got to find one. 4.35. That's all I'm going to say. 4.35. 42 inch vertical.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But Marv's a tremendous player, so, at the end of the day, they'll both be fine. They'll be successful.
Oh, yeah, they good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they good.
Man, just the opportunity just to play in the NFL is
blessing.
It's a blessing,
Facts,
bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
To join the brotherhood, it's only a small percentage in the world that can
exactly.
do it.
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing in a sense, because a lot of times people just say, "Oh man, they're athletes, they make millions. Stop crying, just play ball."
Right. I hear a lot of that shit.
My thing is, man, y'all don't see, and as a former player myself, I didn't play at that level, but man, count up all the years they played for free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From Pee-wee, flag Pee-wee.
Just for the love.
Junior high,
all the
high
years,
school.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
the sacrifice.
That your
sacrifice.
that your family got to make to allow you to get to the games. My brother had to take me to practices. I only had my mom to help me.
Exactly, man. That's you got to factor all that in. So I think these guys deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
you work hard for it.
They're killing my job, I tell you that. I tell you, $300,000-400,000 a year, they're killing my job.
People don't see, it's easy to watch from TV, man.
Of course,
the smallest guys on the field, I'm like 5'10" some change. They're my side. Yeah. The rest of these guys, man, they 6'3", 200, 300 pounds, man. You in the trenches. You go out there and get hit by that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2 times.
You go get hit by him.
And you got to be perfect on TV, because everybody has something to say.
Everybody's an expert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people in boxing. Everybody can coach from the couch.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I would have did this.
Everybody got to fight.
Why he didn't put it? Yeah, but you go in there and get hit by him. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it don't feel good, man. So, kudos to these guys, man. They earn it. They deserve it.
No doubt.
Yeah. Take a lot of punishment for that money, for that money you make.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a training, though, but you got to have confidence going into the NFL, right?
Oh, yeah,
because your opponent, they definitely trying to tell you that they better than you. Mm-hmm. The receiver that you facing, he probably tell you, I'm finna get about 300 yards, I'm finna get 200-300 yards on you, and you got to tell him, not on this day.
Yeah, you got to feed the family. You got to have that confidence, man. You can't come out there slacking. You got to come with your A game, because everybody's the best at the position. So.
That's right.
Do they get in your head when you up against a receiver?
I mean, some receivers will try, but I'm so calm, cool, and collected. Like, I'm a silent killer, so they can try all that.
That's right.
But when I'm popping my shit, like, I'm gonna definitely talk mine. So
yeah.
I want to speak on what you said. You're right. You definitely have to have the confidence, but you need the skill to back it up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
He's got it, man. He's like a blanket out there, man.
Oh yeah, the way he hold himself and everything, you can tell. Yeah, he like, okay, what you want to do?
Yeah, and he's a rare breed in the league. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy that's as tall as he is,
right,
and he's not lanky. You know what I'm saying? He's got size on him. Right, as fast as he is. I mean, that's hard to come by. You know what I'm saying? So he's a rare breed. He's going to do great in the
Then
league.
after that rookie contract, that's where the big money come in. Yeah,
that's what everybody talk about since you're in college. Like they talk about NIL, but like, nah, you trying to get to that second contract.
Yeah, that second
That's
contract
a big
is where the
reason why I
money
even
is.
go back to school this last year. 'Cause I want to get to that second contract as soon as possible. Because I don't want to be 23 years old going into the league and then second contract's harder. They don't want to pay you like that because you're older.
Right.
So that's another decision on why I came out when I did this year instead of taking the NIL. That's another decision that having in college right now, because a lot of dudes going back to school could have getting that NIL and might get like 600,000. So that's why they come back. But like you got to think about that second contract. You're another year older, and the league gonna see you as another year older too.
Right.
So another players that I look at, Brock Purdy, he still stay with his mom.
Oh yeah.
Until they get that bag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, he doing well right now, but, for the 49ers, they taking advantage of that. Oh, we got him on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he making this amount of money, but when his contract up, they got to pay him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they should. They should.
They gotta pay
And
him.
then for him being, going when he did, he'll be able to negotiate it faster than other players would.
Right.
So, if he keeps that pace, he'll definitely get paid.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
But he's definitely smart for staying with his mom, I think.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Now, in a perfect world, top 3 teams that you wouldn't mind playing for if you got drafted.
Sure, I like to stay in Texas. So Cowboys,
there we go.
Would be cool. Texans would be cool, and I say them states without state tax.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Florida, I think Florida one of them too, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but anywhere would be cool. I like a lot of people don't like the cold. I like to go back up to the cold. 'Cause I played at Ohio State. I feel like that was a cool experience playing in the cold.
Right.
I feel like it don't really phase me, but it'll phase other people.
Right.
So I feel like playing up there. I feel like being on the show of my A game, having that advantage because I feel like I excel in the cold. So I feel like that'd be cool. But definitely no state tax. That'd be cool for me.
No doubt.
Save my money. I'm trying to
Texas
save my
gonna be-
money.
Right on.
The Texans gonna be a beast.
Oh yeah, my boy CJ out
They
there.
just got Stephon Diggs, right?
Yeah.
And we represent 2 guys on the Texans.
Oh, y'all do?
Studs, too. Christian Harris and Derek Stingley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're building. And I'll tell you this, I don't want to get too much into the locker room, but I'll tell you this, that coach has the locker room. Those guys believe in him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They love playing for him. So you factor that in with the talent, man, they got something.
That's what's up.
They got something. So.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Well, look, fellas, I appreciate y'all coming in. I know y'all got work to do. You probably got to go, do some other stuff. But I appreciate y'all coming in with Gentlemen and Drinks and just sharing this experience with us. And hopefully y'all will come back after you get in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
I just want some box seats. I want to be on the field somewhere.
Yeah,
just give me some tickets. You know what I'm saying?
To see you, bro.
Yeah,
That's all we
You know what I'm
want.
saying? So, but that's it, man. I do appreciate y'all coming through.
Oh, man, we
Appreciate
y'all,
you
man.
for sure.
So.